Thanks for watching, everybody. This is odds.com. If you missed the show, check out the link below. You can see the whole thing over on odds.com. Gillian Robertson, Talia Santos, almost butchered that name. Sorry about that. Y'all know me. Absolutely love Gillian Robertson. She was the first fighter to come on my show and give me an interview, and I've been following her career very closely ever since. Love her skill set. Love her killer instinct. She is turning into a GSP-esque fighter, in my opinion. She used to be all rage and fury, and if she didn't get the finish, it was over. Now she's embracing the grind. Now she's willing to pin people up against the fence. She's willing to shut them down on the floor and grind out a decision. And even though that cost me a little bit of money because I expected her to get the finish, I love seeing it from a growth standpoint as a fighter. If she is able to shut people down and keep them on the floor, that's a good move. I mean, you just win fights that way, plain and simple. She's taken on Talia Santos, who was recently scheduled to face somebody else. And James, maybe you can help me out here. I'm blanking on who she was lined up with.
Montana De La Rosa, right?
That's the one. Thank you. Yeah.
So these are both two fights. So they both had different opponents recently, right? Gillian Robertson was supposed to fight Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee had the broken nose, so she was off that fight. And then Santos was supposed to fight De La Rosa. De La Rosa got COVID. So rather than rebooking that fight, they just gave her Gillian Robertson. That's how we came to this fight.
Yep. Okay, there we go. So thank you very much for setting the record straight there. What we've got here is Talia Santos, a girl, in my opinion, who's got all the potential in the world. Really, really good stand-up game. She's the kind of fighter who I love her striking. Heavy leg kicks. She utilizes those extremely well. She's not bad on the ground herself. When she gets into the jiu-jitsu realm, she can hold her own, but she really seems to struggle with the wrestling. Part of the reason why we all lost that big bet on Molly McCann, I know, don't remind me, we've all heard it time and time again. Molly McCann was the big pick for everybody that got mushed by everybody. And she just wasn't able to do anything with Talia Santos as far as the grappling goes. Mara Romero Barillo, one of the fighters in the UFC who we all kind of are down on and probably should be getting cut any day now, was able to grind out a victory against Talia Santos. So the question is, has she shorn up that takedown defense? Because if she has not, Gillian is going to eat her lunch. I mean, she's going to get pinned up against the fence. She's going to get put on her back, and she's just going to get grinded on for 15 minutes until she gives up a submission of some kind. Now, the only question around Gillian, y'all know I love my Gillian Robertson, but she has a hard time standing. Her striking is not quite up to stuff. It's not where it needs to be. And we have seen her get shut down. If she takes too many hard shots, she kind of quits a little bit on the feet. She's given up a couple TKO losses before when she doesn't have that physical strength advantage. So this is a spot where, as much as I would love to back Gillian Robertson, I think she's on the right track. She's improving. She's getting better. This is the exact kind of opponent that I don't want to bet on her, because if Talia Santos defends one or two takedowns and starts ripping those leg kicks and knees to the body, I could absolutely see Gillian folding over.
Yeah, let's not forget we're almost just over a year removed from that loss to Macy Barber, right? Where Macy did exactly that. She just sort of went, guns a-blazing and just took Gillian Robertson out in the first round. That was probably her worst loss if you look at her UFC record so far. The other sort of interesting thing as well, this is a second straight camp, not an American top team, right? She's on her own, training with Dean Thomas, Jose Shorty Torres. So I think that is a bit of a disadvantage. I know she's getting the more specialized training, but then you're also losing all the good training partners she would have to, work with that American top team. So that's interesting as well. But I kind of feel the same way. I feel like Robertson's got to get this to the ground. If she can get it there, I think she has an advantage here, and I think she wins this fight. I think Robertson probably wins this either by submission or she picks up a decision, kind of like the Courtney Casey fight, where it won't be very pretty. I guess in that case, obviously she won the fight by a late choke, but I think if she didn't get the choke, she was going to win a decision in that fight. So I kind of see it playing out one of those ways, but I'm like you. This is a pass for me.
I feel it. I absolutely feel it. This is one where I feel like whoever ends up winning this is going to look like a minus 300 favorite. If Gillian gets the takedowns and implements her game plan, she's going to look like she was the right side. If Talia Santos is able to defend those takedowns, she knocks out Gillian on the feet, sadly, and she will look like a minus 300 favorite. But it's appropriately lined as a pick'em pre-flop. Now, my boy Brady had a nice little spot here that I don't mind whatsoever. Fight doesn't go the distance at plus 150. I don't mind that at all. Because like I said, if Gillian can't get the takedowns, I don't think she can hang on the feet. And if Talia gets put on the floor, we've seen Gillian's submission game. Granted, Talia might be able to survive, but she's given up her back in some positions a couple of times. I could definitely see Gillian taking her back and choking her out. Not a bad look.
Only issue there, Santos never been submitted, right? So, I mean, granted, this could be the fight where it happens, but that is one thing that kind of makes me go, maybe we'll see. But still, good money, good value on that, I should say.
Yeah, that plus money, I think it's it's got a good shot of landing, and all right. So I can't pick against Gillian. I'm gonna pick Gillian for the win here, but I'm not gonna bet this one, I don't think.
Gotcha.